We got a new kid on the block, ladies and gentlemen. Well, kind of new kid. So this bow right here is going to raise some eyebrows because I know a lot of y'all are going to look at this bow and say, what does this remind me of? I can't quite put my thumb on it. Well, that's because this bow was developed, designed, and manufactured by Kevin Struthers. And if you know anything about Kevin Struthers, he's been in the industry 20-25 years building bows for quite a few companies. He is currently under the Martin and Obsession umbrella, which is why this bow kinda resembles one of the two. However, Kevin Struthers is not the owner of Truth Archery. And if you came here from one of my short videos, then you're probably very eager to know who actually owns Truth Archery. Well, that would be none other than Brian Quacka, or Quacka as I like to call him, aka the Pigman. And yes, the same Pigman that shot hogs out of a helicopter with fully automatic weapons with Ted Nugent, that guy. So last year, Brian started dabbling in the arrow and broadhead market with his Demon series. And now he's into the bow market, apparently. So I ain't gonna lie to you, boys and gals. When this bow got shipped to me, before I opened the box, obviously, I grabbed the box from my UPS guy and lifted it up, and I really wasn't sure if there was even a bow in the box. And come to find out, the reason for that is because this mass weight of this bow is 3.45 pounds. And I actually put it on a scale, and that is dead up. So far, the truth is telling the truth. Now, the main reason why I did a little bit of research into Martin and all that good jazz is because I was reading up on the Truth bow, and it said it came with K-set technology, and I thought, where have I heard that before? And sure enough, that's the same tuning mechanism that Kevin Struthers came out with, because K-set stands for Kevin Struthers Easy Tune. Yeah, that. And that's why I was like, oh, okay. So basically it's made in the Martin factory, but it does, honestly, the only thing that is the same is the K-set technology, which eliminates shimming, which a lot of companies, thank God, are getting away from shims and trying to make it easier on not only the consumer, but of course the retailer as well when it comes to paper tuning your bows. And that's what the K-set technology does here. So this is the 33MG, which is also going to be available in a 31 axle to axle, obviously 33, what I have here, and a 35. Spec-wise on the 33, it is going to have a 6 1/8 brace height. At least that's what this bow has. For some reason, I think their website actually says it has a 6-inch brace height, which they're still working on their website, so probably still some bugs to work out there. 25-inch to a 30.5-inch draw on a rotating mod. It does say it only goes up to 80% let off, but I think you can get a little bit more out of it because you can adjust the let off right here with this little post like you can on a lot of other bows. I think you can probably get like 83-ish% maybe. This bow is going to come with Threads custom bowstrings, and if you've kept up with me at all, you know I'm a big fan of those guys. So they didn't cheap out on this bow. Oh, by the way, retail on this bad boy is going to be, I believe, $16.59, $16.49, somewhere in that ballpark, which is very interesting to me because that's less than carbon, less than most of your magnesium bows, and obviously a little bit more than most of your aluminum bows, other than Target bows, which we won't get into that. So very interesting price point. Sounds like they're just trying to get a pretty high quality bow so far that I can tell into some other people's hands without, you know, getting you a divorce. The only thing that I am not so sure about is with this bow being as light as it is, which don't get me wrong, if you want a light bow, I think this is one of the, if not the lightest bow on the market right now, statistically speaking. The only thing about it is when you go with a short brace height, you're obviously getting a lot of speed, a lot of kinetic energy, so probably going to feel that in the hand, which, like, I've already shot this bow a little bit. It does have a lingering twang, but that is bare bow. Obviously some of that's going to dissipate once you deck it out, stabilize your sight, and all that good jazz. Speaking of attachments, this is something I wish a lot more bow companies would do. You see how that thing's got a bridge in it for your roller guard? That makes it a whole lot easier to install your arrow rest and obviously work on your arrow rest. That is something, that was the first thing I noticed. I'm like, hey, that's a really good idea. You can't see it because I do obviously have the old whiskey biscuit on here, but it is going to have the core mount option for your hamski, and it already has a little doohickey down here attached to the limb where your control cable from your hamski or any of your limb driven rest can loop in directly to that, so you don't have to wrap it around the limb. So that's real bougie right there. I like it so far. If I remember correctly, this bow is only going to be available in 3 solid colors. This green is really nice. I think they got a sand or some kind of tan and also a black. It does look like it has an option for some kind of Sherpa mount quiver right here. Haven't looked into that. But once again, check out their website. It should be a little bit more up to date now versus when I looked at it a week ago. And enough jabba jawing, a little less talk, a lot more action. It's still sprinkling outside, so we're gonna do this from the porch. 70 pounds, 29-inch draw, don't hit your beam, Scotty. Before I do that, I will have to brag on the grip a little bit. It's, I'm trying to think how I described it in my short video. I think I said if a Matthews and a Bowtech grip had a baby, that's basically what you're getting right here. It looks pretty basic when you're just looking at it, but when you get your palm behind it, it's actually flat in the right spots and smooth in the other spots. That's one thing I can't stand, is overly oh yeah, that's definitely a 6-inch brace height. I get reminded every time I pull one back. But anyways, that grip feels freaking amazing. It is quiet, I will have to say that, which kind of surprises me, being as fast as it is and as light as it is. Oh, I should mention IBO speed according to the website, 342. Ooh, somebody got one. I don't know if y'all could hear that. Hog season. Actually, never mind. That wasn't a boomstick. That was a dump truck. They may have still got them. I have not done my homework on this actual K-set technology and how it works. To me, it looks like it's pivoting the limbs. And there's already been a lot of eyebrows raised every time somebody comes out with some kind of tuning mechanism, whether it plays with the limbs, the cams, the shims, whatever the case may be, because Bowtech, obviously with them and what happened to Athens Archery, a lot of people are a little bit more careful. So I'm hoping that there's going to be no issues with this technology. Like I said, definitely some lingering vibration. I'm still kind of shocked at how quiet the bow is altogether. I was about to say something else. What was it? Oh, let's talk about the draw cycle. Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. The draw cycle is as expected. There's a pretty good buildup in the beginning. It's pretty constant all the way through. There's a little bit of a rollover at the end. Nothing overly crazy. It's not overly exaggerated. If I took away some of the lead off, it would probably get rid of it. But overall, I mean, the draw cycle's not bad for as short of a brace height as this bow is, which I've always said, the shorter the brace height, the more aggressive the draw cycle. So any guy that's looking for a speed bow and knows that's what he wants and he's used to it, he might actually enjoy this draw cycle pretty good. Something that is different about this bow, and weird for me, because obviously it doesn't have any stabilizers or anything on there, and with as light as it is, when I start my draw cycle, I always start up high and bring the bow down on my target while I'm drawing the bow back, which uses the momentum of the bow to help me pull through the draw cycle. Well, with as light as this bow is, it doesn't help you. So you're pulling pretty much against just the riser. There's no weight, momentum, or anything to help you. It's different. I'm gonna draw it fast one time. It wants to shake in your hand, but once again, that's due to how freaking light this thing is. I'm just gonna say it, this bow is a much different shooting experience compared to what's on the market right now. I know a lot of people are gonna say, yeah, carbon's out there, it's light. It ain't this light. I mean, this thing's almost a half a pound lighter than most carbon bows on the market. It's really weird, and if you're wanting something that is super light, a backwoods bow or just a bow in general that doesn't weigh much, that has a lot of speed and kinetic energy, I would probably take a look at this one if you can find one at your local dealer. Once again, new company, they're still trying to get dealers throughout the country. I'll have this one in the shop for testing if people want to try them out. But hold on, I want to shoot it one more time. Once again, I can't brag enough on that grip. I will have to say that back wall, I mean, it's there. It feels almost like a limb stop, but it's not. It's a cable stop. Well, that right there, boys and gals, is the 2025 truth. Drop it in the comment section what you think about this bow, anything you do like, don't like about it so far. And if y'all want to see anything else on it, let me know.